Good afternoon, grade 10s. Today we're continuing with our PAT, and specifically I want to show you how to create a questionnaire using Google Forms. It is really simple, and because you have already an example, I've opened it here in Word that was given to you. It's part of your PAT. You may use this just as it is, or if you want to change it slightly to fit your task more, you're welcome to do so. But you cannot send out this paper form of the questionnaire. You have to create an electronic one. And I'm going to show you very quickly how to do that. I'm going to only do certain questions, like different kinds of questions. So I'm not going to do the entire one, but you are obviously obligated to do the entire form. If you look at the format of this questionnaire, you will see that we have a nice prompt to or message to the user or to the person who's filling out the form to ask them politely to fill out the form. So we're going to add that to our electronic questionnaire. We have a section that says bibliographical information, and then we have a section that is our actual questionnaire about digital footprint. So what you need, I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to open the browser. I'm keeping this open so that we can actually copy and paste some of these questions directly into our form. So there's no need to type a lot either. So Google Forms, you can only access this if you have a Gmail account or a Google account, which is very simple to create. But I suspect that all of you would have access to Google because you have an email address, and most probably it is a Gmail account. So I want you to actually go to your Gmail. I'm going to make this a bit larger now. Okay, this is my son's account. And then you click on these 9 dots on the side. If you click, I actually want to zoom it so that I can zoom in for you. So these 9 little dots, you click on that, and you need to go to the drive. So once you're logged in to your account, you can go to the drive, and over here on the left top you will see something that's called new. So if you click on there, you click on more, and then over here you will find Google Forms, and it will open up a new form. I'm going to zoom out again, otherwise it's too big. Now the first thing that we're going to do is give our form a title. In this case we will call it digital I can't spell digital footprint. In our form description, and I'm going to put this now to the side again so that we can have this open as well. I will now simply copy and paste this nice prompt. I'll post it in there. No need to type, just copy and paste. I will delete this question because I want to create actually a new section. So if you click on the question, you can simply delete it over there. So over here, the plus means you can add a question, you can add pictures and a lot more, a video even, but the bottom one here says add section. So I'm going to click on that. That will mean that they will be prompted to fill out the questionnaire, and then there's a button that says, next. So my first actual section is going to be bibliographic. My alarm just went off to say that period 5 is starting. Bibliographical information. So the three things that they suggest is to get the gender, the age, and the grade, which will help you to analyze the responses of your questionnaire. You can add a name. I'll show you just now. For example, you can say here name, and it's a short answer. So Google is very, very smart and recognizes what type of response is required by the type of question that you ask. So over here in the bottom, you can choose whether this question is required or not. So you can leave this, off, make this non-required, because somebody might just, want to fill in the questionnaire anonymously. So, but it's not on this questionnaire, you can leave it out as well. So now we go next. The next question can be just gender. Gender. And it recognizes, yes, that's a multiple choice question. You are either, and look at this, male. And then if I press enter for a new option, it already recognizes that the second option should be female. If you're into that type of thing, you can, add another option that says an other, because, we have to be politically correct, but I would leave it out. Okay, then, and now I can make this question required by simply selecting this. Add another question. So here I can say age. Short answer. Yes, that's correct. I'm going to make this required. New question. I will say grade. So over here, I can now either select, again, the multiple choice, or I can select a drop-down combo box to put in the option. Either or is fine, but if you want to change the type, you just click here on the little arrow and it gives you several options. So I'm going to select the drop down now. Option 1 is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and out of school. All right, and that concludes, I'm going to make that required, concludes our bibliographical information. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add a new section. And that one I will now entitle Digital Footprint. Okay, and over here I can now give a small description. With the bibliographical information, I can also say here some personal information please provide some personal information, anything like that. Digitally, and you can say here the following, and I'm going to say 8 following are 8 questions concerning the topic around digital footprint. So whatever you write, you can choose. And now we're going to start with our actual questionnaire. I'm going to add a question. So I will just, highlight this question. What is that? And we're going to take the one. I don't want the one there. Take that out. Option 1 will be, the time that you spent. I will just highlight this and, paste it in there. I don't want option 1. There we go. And I can press enter, and then it gives option 2. And, I'm going to leave it at that. You obviously have to put the entire, there we go. you have to put the entire options in your questionnaire. Then, so that's multiple choice. I will make this required. Next question, you know, the yes and no would also be a multiple choice. They can either say yes or they can say no. A checkbox, I see there's not really checkbox answers here. A checkbox will allow the user to select multiple options. So the difference between here is they can only choose one, and here they can choose multiple. Okay, I just quickly want to show you about a scale, or let's say the, here the reason, question 3. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to take the 3 out. Okay, that will be a multiple choice question. It's either yes or no. So, but now they have added here why or why not. So you can add another question that says, that will say, depending on your answer of the previous question, say why or why not, and that would be then a short answer. And yeah, that's how you would add that. So let's do that. So I would just say here, depending on on your answer of the previous question, please, I can't spell question, please let me know why or why not. And then we can simply, give a answer. And you can leave it as paragraph because they might, answer quite a lot. Make this required as well. If you, made a mistake with the order of the question, you can simply grab one of those questions and drag it down and place the question of where you want it to appear in the questionnaire. I'm going to show you quickly about the scale. On a scale from 1 to 10, and I'll show you how intelligent Google is. I type this one in, and it recognizes that I'm actually looking for a response that is requesting a linear scale. So over here, the user will have an option between 1 and 10, and then there's labels. So here it says not at all or very well, so I can simply type this in here. Not at all, and the next one would be very well. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that, make this required, so you would do the other questions as well. I will add another section over here that says thank you, and I will say here, this concludes my questionnaire, and then you can say something like, thank you for taking the time to fill it out. Okay, questionnaire, spelled like that. Okay, now what comes next? I'm going to make this large again, and we can now, before we click on send, I actually want us to click on settings, and this comes up. Okay, so there's several settings that we can set up. For example, here the respondent can edit after submit, see a summary, charts, and text response. I would leave them empty because why would you want the respondents to see the summary? or edit. Well, maybe edit. You can allow them to edit. You can choose whether you want, to collect the email addresses of those users. I would also keep that limit to one response. I would also leave this open because we don't really want users to be able, have to sign into the Gmail account. If we click on presentation, show progress bar, we can select that. Show link to submit another response, no. Once they're done filling out the form, we don't want to give them another chance to fill anything out. And then confirmation message, so you can leave this the default. After you've submitted, it says your response has been recorded. You can also write your own message over there. And quizzes has only to do if you actually want to mark their responses, and that is not necessary. So we're going to save our settings, and now we can go and press send. Now, pressing send will not actually send it yet. So you have options. You can either send it via email, or, and this is what I'm interested in, you can send a link. Okay, I would say shorten the URL so that it's nice and short. You can click on copy, and this copy or this URL you can now WhatsApp to other people. I'm going to close this. There was one more setting that I actually want to look at quickly. At settings, general. No, this is not. I'm trying to see quickly. Save somewhere. There's more. Let's quickly see preferences. No. Sometimes, you have to change the settings so that the entire form can actually be emailed to someone else. But I think that's only when you belong to an organization. And seeing that I've signed in as my son, and it's not GLA's account, I'm not bound to that setting. So neither would you be. All right, so this is our questionnaire that we're going to send now. At the moment, it's called an untitled form. We want to change that. So if you click on untitled form over here, it will actually pull the name of our title of the questionnaire over there. And this is automatically saved on the drive. And we will go there just now. So once you open it again, after you've sent it and you click on responses, you will actually see the responses. So I'm going to click on send again because I want to copy this link. So I'm going to shorten the URL and I click on copy. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open a new Word document. It's just, okay, let's copy it. Let's see if that, a new Word document. Okay, I'm going to paste the link in there. So you can see there's our link. And now I'm going to follow this link. So I'm going to hold in Control and I'm going to click on this link. So if you send that, WhatsApp that to someone, they can just, tap on it and it will open the form. You've all filled out a form for me before. So over here, this is how the user sees the recipient of that link will see the form. Digital footprint, there's a nice prompt and they can click next to start the survey. Some bibliographical information, name, you could maybe put an asterisk here that says optional. So I'm going to put my name in there, Thomas Schultz. Right, then I will say I'm a male. I'm going to lie about my age. You can see the asterisk there actually means that it's required, and it shows here on the top. Asterisk means required. So it's not really necessary to say optional there, but for some people it might be confusing. I'm going to lie about my age. I'm 17, still very young, and my grade, I am out of school because I'm smart. Next. So you can see it keeps track of, you know, how many pages and what I've done. So over here, what is digital footprint? I can now make a selection. Your request posting particular, you know, and I can answer blah over here, and here's my scale. I can say 8 and say next, and then it simply says, it should actually say thank you here, and this concludes the questionnaire, and I can press submit. And that's it. Your response has been recorded. Now I can close this, and if I would open, I'm going to zoom out, open my link again, and you know, somebody else presses in there, it opens the form again, and the next person can fill out the information. This is now Peter Pan. He's also male. His age is 203. Grade. He's still in grade 8. Next. Sorry. You know, and he can say yes. It's something like that, and next. And that's for him also. So everyone that fills out this form will be able to submit it, and that's it. So how do you get your response? So you can see that it automatically, if you have your form open, it tracks all the responses, and it's that quick. So here, response, you can click on individual, and then here the first one was Thomas Schultz, and the second one was Peter Pan. So you can look through the answers of all your respondents. How do you get that into Excel? Over here in the top is called Create Spreadsheet. You click on that. You select the first option, say Create, and then there's a pop-up that's blocked. Let's just zoom out so that I can see actually what's happening. And then it creates the spreadsheet. But it is a Google sheet. So you can simply click on File, Download, Microsoft Excel. So let me zoom in there so that you can see that. Click on File, Download, Microsoft Excel. And then this window will come up, and you can simply say OK. And then in your download, there's the file. And if I double click on this one, it actually opens an Excel spreadsheet. Here it is with your responses. And that's it. Maybe one last thing before I leave is, what if you had closed this already? How do you get back? So boom, I'm closed, and I'm closing this sheet as well. And here is, you know, your drive. So you go back to your emails. I'm going to even close. You log into your emails, click on those 9 dots, go to your drive. Okay, and here in this list, so you can actually click on recent. Over here, there is your form. And you can double click on this one. It opens up the form, and there is the responses, and you can follow the examples or the instructions that I've given to you just now. And that is as easy as it gets. Right. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me anything, and please send your questionnaire to me so that I can have a look before you maybe send it out to multiple people. You don't really need the responses for phase 1. So before you send it out and analyze the responses in phase 2, I would like to have a look at it. All right. Thank you, guys.